Hey everyone. So the first question from Module 5 was read the news stories from Fox Disney deal from the module. What are the major issues the authors identify in the pieces, and why should consumers care about these issues? From the NPR article, the issue was that 22 regional sports networks had to be cut off due to dominance of sports broadcasting. And in the NYT article, again, there were 22 regional sports networks being cut off, so the sports broadcasting would be dominant. And also that the New York Times article talked about the trade war with China and how that could become collateral damage. The deal could become collateral damage if the deal would basically be completed. So why should consumers care about these issues? They should care because they affect us and they affect the entire country, especially for people who enjoy sports. If my regional sports networks are cut off, then I can't see sports that are going on around my region. So somebody like me who really enjoys sports and like to watch it won't really like this deal because now I might not be able to watch the sports or the games that I want to watch. And with the damage, of course, the trade war damage, of course, that would tremendously affect us because we need to trade with China because we really do benefit from China. And the second question was select 3 articles that cover the same current event in the news, then compare and contrast the 3 different articles. How is coverage of the topic you chose different across the various agencies? And provide the links. So I chose the topic of the Toronto Raptors beating the Golden State Warriors for the 2019 NBA Finals. Um, the first, my first article was from the CBS News. This article, or the second article was Washington Post, and the third article was the Star Tribune. So first, I want to start off with the similarities of all of these. Of course, they all were about the Raptors winning. They all consisted of the fact that this was the first NBA Finals in the 26 years that the Raptors have been existing in the league. They also talked about how this was the first time that Kawhi Leonard, he expressed emotion. You know, we watch him and stuff. He don't really express, and he don't really show any emotion, but he finally was able to let it out. And so all 3 articles mentioned that, and all 3 articles also mentioned the fact that the Warriors were a lot of the players were hurt. Like a lot of the main players were hurt, so they were kind of short. The major difference to me in all 3 of the articles was the details. In the CBS News, it wasn't a lot of detail. He kind of explained what happened in a real simple manner. In the Washington Post, okay, if you are to click on the link, you'll see that it was very, very detailed. It talked about after game interviews and how players felt. It talked about like how many points each player had and what they did in the game and how it impacted the game. And in the Star Tribune, you kind of, and again, it was more detailed than the first one, but it wasn't as detailed as Washington Post. So it had a few quotes from players after the games. It talked about like some of the actions that some players did after the game. Steph Curry sitting down after the game, and just things like that. So that was the biggest difference in all three of the articles. Thank you.